Hello gang, Merlin Don on the mic, today bringing you a game from our local store in Lucerne, Switzerland, and this time it will be Teats against Queen. In this matchup I play against my homie Mike, aka Yohoho, and this is from yesterday in our local store. Mike is a great player, he plays mostly off meta decks. He has also won many times the locals with no let's say not with the viral decks. So let's move on the game. This is the first hand that I have. I get to have 3 2Ks, Muscle Teats and Searcher. I don't like this hand, and the reason is because if you know how Queen plays, Queen has no low-cost characters to threat us. So the only low-cost characters that Queen plays are blockers, and blockers can't do anything to us. So I needed here bodies. I needed removals. I wanted some cards to be able to remove his the bodies that he's about to play. So of course I mulligan here, and let's see what I get in my second hand. Okay, so this is the second hand, so it's a little bit better. It's not the ideal hand, of course. I have a Liberation, so a Black Hole, a Laboon, a Stronger, and 2 10-cost Teatses. It's a little bit better because we have now a body to establish. On his first turn, Queen hasn't anything to play, so he passes back to me. On our 2 dawn, it's exactly the same. We don't have anything to play, so we pass back to them. The thing is that, like I said, Queen plays mostly small blockers or characters to sort out his the top of his deck. So we don't need to black hole him at the start. So the threats, the big characters that he plays with good on-play abilities are mostly between 8 and 10 dawn. So until then, I'm not gonna black hole him. So I will keep my cards, keep my my life healthy. This is exactly what I do here. I block the first attack with a 2K, and then for 2 he plays Hiyori, and then he sets the bottom of his life, or the top of his life, the card to the top of his life. So now we are at 4 dawn. We attack, and of course he knows what he has on the top of his life, but he decides here to counter with 1K, and then we establish our first body, and this is Laboon. Now he's at his 5 dawn. Again he attacks me with 7. Now we will take. We don't need to sacrifice too many cards here at this point, and then he plays his first blocker. So this is a Brule. Now we draw. We are at 6 dawn. We have many removal, but we don't have any decent bodies to play here. That's unfortunate, but well, what can I say? It can happen. This is the luck of the draw. The luck of the draw. What we do here is we want, of course, to start taking cuts from his hand, and also to reduce his life as quickly as possible, because of course at late game he has many cards to answer us. So we attack him. Of course he knows which card is there, because he planned this card before with Hiyori. It's a blocker, so he plays immediately the trigger of this boa. What we want here is to start clearing this board. We don't have anyhow any bodies, and then we attack for 5. He takes. It's again a trigger, and Onami, and he KOs our Laboon. That's unfortunate, but yeah, this can happen when we play against a deck like yellow or blue, because these 2 decks have many cards with the trigger attribute. So of course we need here to start clearing the board. I was just thinking here, do I want to keep my black holes and play Sigan, or keep my Sigan and play black holes. I decided here to play Sigan in order to start building my trust, and also I wanted to keep my black holes because I know he plays blockers, and maybe we could bypass a blocker by using black hole later on, by negating all of the effects of this blocker. So with the remaining 2 dons, we play our Vasco, a blocker, a 2k blocker, so it's okay for us. Now he's at his 7th don, not yet at 8th don to play Katakuri or something like that, so we don't feel any threat at all. He attacks us, we take, we are still healthy at 3 life, and then he plays for 5 his X Drake. At this point I was like, okay, maybe it was a mistake to play the Sigan instead of Black Hole, because I could easily now destroy his Drake using my Sigan without the need to play another card, to sacrifice another Dawn, let's say, in order to first reduce Drake and then KO him. He does his ability, the Drake's ability, and he puts the cards on the top of his deck. Now we are at our 8th turn. We need just one more turn to start putting our 10-cost TCGs on the field. And this is exactly the moment where I instantly regretted playing that Sigan before, because now it would be the perfect turn to play our Jesus Birds and also KO his Drake with our Sigan. Because now what we can do is, of course, we can reduce his Drake with Sigan and then play a Black Hole, or just Black Hole his Brule and play our Jesus Birds. Let's see what I decide to do here. So I first attack to see what he's gonna do, and he blocks my attack, and then I play my Jesus and my Laboon, and this is the first Black Hole of the game. So I trust a Black Hole in order to Black Hole him to use my Leader's ability. So now it's again his turn. He's now at his 9th dawn, I think. Exactly, he's at 2 life. So now he has his big characters to play, but of course he cannot because of the Black Hole. But what he does here is, of course, he plays his Gravity Blade, and he removes our joy by start building our boards, because now at this point he played the Gravity Blade. He bottom decked our Jesus and also our Laboon, and after that he attacked also for 7k. So that was pretty hard for me to see. Now we are still back with only one 2k blocker on the field, and we have drawn 2 dogs, but now it's like, okay, now it's a turn that we either use our dogs, so our dog and Black Hole, in order to clear this board, or we start placing our Blackbeards. What I decided to do here, of course, is to start placing my 10-cost TCGs. I was thinking here if I wanted to do the first thing that I told you, or to play the Tits. So I play the Tits. Then I negate his Drake blocker with Tits' ability, and of course his Leader's ability, and I attack him with my Leader. he counters that with a 2k, and I black hole him of course by pitching a card. So let's see exactly here, base, and then I ditch one card to black hole him. So now he's also at his tendon turn. He's still at 2 life. He decides to play a Yamato without the on play effect, of course, and then he attaches the remaining Don to his leader, and he attacks us. I was like here, do I need another card or I want to block that? And oh, I see here that was a misplay from my side, because I used a 2k to get through this attack, and I could have blocked that with my 10 cost tits. That's something that I just realized now. But anyway, let's go further to the game. This was my bad. So we are now again at our tendon. Also, guys, here at that point, don't forget that your tit is also a blocker. Okay, so let's move on. Now, of course, I'm considering start KOing his board or playing my second tits. And I decide here to play my second tits, then stop this Yamato from attacking, black hole his leader, and then I attacked with my leader and also with my 10 cost tits, and of course we black hole him again, because at that point we don't want him to use any on play abilities. We have 2 cards left on our hand. We are at 2 life, he's at 2 life, and both of us are on our tendon. So let's see what he does now. Like I said before, his Yamato cannot attack at this point. So he attaches, let's see, 3-5 ton to Hiyori, and he attacks us. So the first hit, I'm gonna counter that using Dock, and then he attaches the remaining 2 don to his queen to attack me. And if I remember correctly, here I block that with my second tits, and then he plays another blocker. He has now 2 blockers, 1 big body, 2 lives, and of course his leader's ability. We have a black hole in our hand, and we don't care about the second card, because of course we also need to black hole him to use our leader's ability in order to stay safe from these on-play effects. First, we use our black hole to KO his Boa Hancock. Then I attack both with my tits and also so with my leader and my tits. To be honest, I was baiting him at that point. I wanted him to block that with his Drake in order to kill his Drake and get rid of this blocker, but he took his life, so it is okay for me, I guess. And then I also attacked with my second martial defeats, and he took also the last life, if I remember correctly. Exactly, he takes his last life, and now we are with 3 blockers. One of them is a small one, and so that's the reason why we also attack with our second muscle defeats. Of course, he has to block that, and now he's only with his Yamato on the field, but we black hole him. So that means that he can't use any on play effects. So let's see what he does. At that point, exactly at that point, he plays an 8 cost blocker. And by using Amaraki's ability, he bottom decks my small blocker. And to be honest with you guys, I had forgotten that this card exists. But of course, he does not have the dawn to kill any of our TCGs or to do so. So now in our hand we have a states, and we also have a searcher. So what we could do here is, of course, we could start searching of any useful card, or we could also go for game. What we decide here to do, and let me show that to you by skipping a little bit. Okay, so that's it. So I attack for 14k, he takes life. I attack again for 14k by attaching, of course, every time 2 dawns to my TCGs. He blocks, and the final hit was with 11k with my leader. And he starts dropping these 2Ks and event, and I was like, fuck, but it was not enough. He had only 11k in his hand, and I could kill him. I could give this lethal hit. So this was the game, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You can drop me a like, and also write in the comment section below what you liked about this video, what you didn't like, the misplays that I made, or what would you do differently in my place, what would you do differently in Queen's place. So let's analyze these games together and get better on playing these decks. So again, thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.